Hey everyone, we're having our first Team Thrive huddle ever, and we're excited to all get together. We're going to attempt, yay, go team, right? We're going to attempt to record this and post it in our team page so that everybody can listen to it that missed it today. So with that, hello from Bora Bora, and Doug's going to captain this event right now. Thanks.
Well, thank you very much. Well, I'm excited to be able to be one of the participants here tonight. We got a great lineup of fellow coaches that have all had some great months and some great success. So it's going to be a blast to be able to hear from everybody. I love the background that Mark and Debbie are showing, that you can, do this business anywhere. And that's a great place to do business, right? So that's awesome. So anyway, the first thing we want to do is maybe transition to Carla. And I think, Carla, you had some things that you wanted to share for us. You've had great success over the last several months, and in particular that we've seen in September and October. So if you want to go ahead and jump in, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, thank you, Doug. Can I first ask everybody to mute? Go into the bottom corner and hit the mute button so that I hear some echo noises, and I think the recording will sound better. And then I know Doug will ask you to off mute when there's a few other speakers. But what I wanted to share about was the 3x3x3. I had the best month I've ever had in October, and it was just really exciting. And I know that as I push through November and December, my volume isn't going to go down, and I'm really excited about that. And I've put some things in place to make sure that happens. And so these are all things; these are nothing new.
So
all right, I'm back.
There we go.
Sorry, I think about speaking of like coaching, doing this from anywhere. I'm in my car outside of basketball practice. But the 3x3x3, like if we are consistent on Facebook, if someone went to your Facebook wall, would they know that you are a health coach? And Matt and Christy have been drilling that into us for a long time. And so really go back and look at your Facebook. And I gotta say, sometimes through my past 3 years, I've been guilty of, it doesn't look like I'm a health coach. So really go back and focus. Go look at scroll through your feed and see what that looks like for you, how you are appearing out there on Facebook. Are you living your healthy lifestyle? Are you showing before and afters? And are you showing before and afters of the people you're talking to? So Jen Jones, who I adore, she says, post a before and after picture with one person in mind, and write to that one person. And then that way it seems very genuine, it comes from your heart, and it will change how you write. So that's a big tip that's helped me lately. So number 2, so one important thing I've learned about November and December is this is an awesome time to be focusing on the 3x3x3, and even focusing on, hitting maybe 10, connecting with about 10 people, or as many as you can per day, because people are making decisions in January more than ever. You're still going to have a lot of clients come on in November, clients come on in December, but a lot of people make decisions in January too. And you want to be the first person that they think of. You want to have already had a conversation with them so they feel comfortable connecting with you. And that is really going to be key to setting up a spectacular first of the season. And then my last thing I want to say real quick is with your clients, integrate them into transformation for life. So each week when I talk to my clients, especially now, I'm adding value to them. I don't just say, oh, hey, how's it going? What's going on? I have something in mind that I'm going to share with them, or I send them a video, or I send them an email with a video link or something like that. But you have to, with each contact, how can I add value to this person's life today? And so you become a resource that they constantly are waiting for that Tuesday connection. And so that's something Dave Miller does. And so when I heard that he did that, I knew that probably something I should do. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. And November and December is an awesome time to build your business and set you up for a great year. Thanks,
Fantastic. Yeah, thank you, Carla.
I gotta head into my coaching. So thank you for letting me share.
Well, I appreciate you doing that. And again, if everybody, when they're done, if they could just go to the bottom left and mute, because I don't have any controls on the computer I'm running with from here, because I'm not in the admin mode. So I apologize for that. Bill Fisher, I believe you're next up, and you had just some incredible growth in the last couple of months. And you also came in the office today and shared some incredible news that ties right in with what Carla was sharing. So let us have it. Let's hear your wisdom.
Well, I would have to, hi gang, nice to see you all here. I would have to double down on what Carla had mentioned about staying consistent on the 3x3. I've been pretty diligent last 7 days or so, and yesterday I had 3 new clients come on board. So it was a pretty nice little day. Yes, thank you, Debbie. Thanks for the celebration. 1,600 miles away. So stay consistent. I think that would be something. Have those conversations, even if they're not about anything, that's specific. Just kind of enter their lives. So that's been really fun. I've got a couple other people that I'm really trying to focus in on, and that's my goal, is to try to make another 3 in the next couple days. So we're going to have a banger month. So one of the things that Debbie wanted me to share and Doug wanted me to share was our healthy happy hour that we had last Tuesday, thanks to the caped wonder of Miss Jessica Ward, and let me borrow one of her capes. And we went through some of the things that I think are important as we go into the holidays, that we do. Thanks, Doug. Look at you, fancy. That we really kind of ingrain into our clients and just kind of make it part of our regular speech. One of the things, one of the posts that Debbie had not that long ago was, talk about the next, I think there's 60 days left or 52 days left in the year. So I calculated out to about 330 meals or fuelings that are going to happen. So how many of those 330 are of actual concern? It's probably 7, 8, 9, maybe 12. So really focus on a plan for those 12 instead of worrying about the whole 62 days or 52 days or however many there are left. So I thought that was a great post, Debbie. So thank you for that. A couple of the highlights here. Doug's kind of going around. I love the one that it starts off with where you don't skip your meals just to save up for that one meal. We want to keep that blood sugar pretty level. So that's a great one to talk to your clients about. I love the one where you survey the landscape of the food first and not, don't take your plate with you. Just get kind of the smells and maybe that get you kind of set up for your choices later on that evening or afternoon. The size of the plate was a big one. A 9-inch plate is way better, and fill it with veggies instead of all the other oogly stuff, the goofy stuff. So bring in a healthy option. That was certainly one that we need to help those around us. My family's perfect example. They need to get some healthy options there on the table as well. And probably one of my favorites was get yourself away from that island, that kitchen island where most of the food and that grazing is going on. So making sure you help people take their conversations, take their activities elsewhere away from the actual, that grazing island. I think that was a big one. And I think I'll end with the one that Jessica had a whole bunch of props for, and that was the brush the teeth, the Listerine, and I think she had some gum that went with it too. So nice job, Jessica. Thanks for letting me be part of that presentation. So that's all I had.
That's great, Bill. And we love the capes too. You guys are fantastic. So it was a great event for sure. So thank you very much. I think next up is Christy. Christy, it's good to see you again. Haven't seen you in about 15 to 30 minutes, something like that. So anyway, things you'd like to share as well. And I'll put the sheet up there for you as well.
Okay, thank you. So what I wanted to talk about basically kind of just goes in play with what Carla and Bill also said, is the structure of doing the 3x3x3. And I found on the Simple Systems a calendar I use monthly now. So I write out the days. I do a whole month calendar ahead of schedule. I write all the numbers into the little squares. I get everything set. And basically, I keep track of each person I friend each day. I try to do 3 new friends, if not more. And then the 3 people that I've had conversations with, I started new conversations with each day. And then I can make notes on there, like if they became a client or if they showed interest in program and I want to reach out to them again, I highlight their name. I just make notes on here, and then I have this to go back on, and it helped out immensely. I had October was my best month ever that I've had since I started coaching in January, so it was incredible. But the thing that I wanted just to kind of point out is be consistent. If you do the 3x3x3 every day and even increase it, like what Carla and Bill were saying, you increase it, do 5x5x5 or do 10x10x10, your business will grow. And maybe your month might start out slow and you don't hear from anybody, but in which my October month started out like that. I didn't even get my first client until I think it was day 10 of October, and then it just gradually went up from there. It was amazing. I didn't even imagine. I couldn't even fathom what I was doing in October after it ended. It was quite amazing. So having structure in your business and then consistency, and that's really what grew my business in October, and hopefully it's going to grow that way in November and December. So I can't wait, and I'm here to help. So if anybody needs my help, I'm here.
Fantastic, Christy. Well, you sure had a lot of energy that you brought to it, and it was even my privilege to be able to sit in on the client share that we did just a little bit ago, and I can attest to the fact that you have a system in place, and you were sitting there taking notes and getting everything all put together for your upcoming client, and that was fun to see. So good job.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, next up is Jessica Ward. Jessica, jump on.
I think I'm Mrs. Incredible, if you could see my real name, sir. Thanks for letting me get on here. I'm going to kind of jump into with consistency. Consistency over time wins. I've been doing this for a little over 4 years now, and I will say that consistency has brought me to where I am today. Yes, in the beginning, losing 23 pounds in 2 months really helped me get my clients in the beginning, but your story can get lost over time. You need to stay consistent. People are watching you on Facebook. They're watching you at your work. They're even, your family and your friends are watching you even at gatherings to see, how you walk through that buffet line, how you walk through it without that plate in hand first. A quote that I like is, success doesn't come from what you do occasionally, but what you do consistently. My business each year has grown because I am consistent. I post on Facebook at least 3 times a day. I have conversations 3 times a day. I follow up. I listen to the Monday night call meetings. If I don't, I try and go back to them that are recorded. I go to all the conventions. I go to all of the trainings. In August, that was my best month yet. I started 12 new clients because of being consistent. A couple of them were friends that had watched me over the last year and saw that from me being consistent, this brought them into my family. Another one, my nephew, he's known that I've done the program for over 4 years, and he wasn't ready, but now he was in August, and he's doing spectacular. The other thing I want to focus on with you guys is follow-up. I do mine on Fridays. You guys know why Friday follow-ups are important? Mostly because people are happy. They're not happy about their jobs. They love the weekend. They're going to get excited about the weekend, and that's a great time to contact them. Also, what happens on a lot of Fridays? You get paid. So a lot of people are more likely to say yes. Why is follow-up important? 2% of sales are made on the first contact, 3% on the second, only 5% on your third contact, 10% on your fourth, but 80% on your fifth through 12th contact with that person. So follow-up is huge. And another statistic, 44% of people give up after just one follow-up. And only 12% of people 12% of people only follow up 3 times. Make it about them. Show them that you care about them. Listen, ask questions. What do they want to accomplish? What is their why? What's driving them? Things to do for follow-up. Begin with a phone call. If you have to leave a message, leave a positive, upbeat message, and follow up with them right after that with a text. Be creative, personal, connect online, be yourself, comment on social media posts. Let them know that you are following up because you're interested in what happens in their lives right now. Don't follow or fail to follow up. Don't be impersonal. Don't start selling. Don't add them to an email list. Don't use childish emails. If you have an old email like my husband used to, wardiscool@hotmail.com, change it to something professional. Follow-ups after doing, say, a health assessment, once you're done with that, set up a time within 48 hours and schedule it on your calendar. I live by my calendar on my phone. It's amazing. It's linked to my husband, so he knows when I am not available, when he needs to watch the kids. Send a follow-up email or text, which we have. And if you guys don't have that, reach out to your coaches. They can give that to you. Add them into the Transformation for Life page. That's huge. Tag them in some of the posts if you feel like, it's applicable to them. There are no shortcuts. Work hard, be patient, be consistent, and never give up. These people need us. And last, which group are you guys in? Be the 12%. Be timely, be consistent, be you, be amazing.
Thank you very much, Jessica. That was fantastic. I'm sure glad I don't have to follow that. On that note, I will ask Greg and Jen if you could jump in.
Perfect. Well, Doug, you beat me to it. I was going to say, shoot, I don't want to follow that. Jessica, thanks a lot. This is incredible. Thanks a lot for those little tidbits. They're very helpful. So Jen and I had our best month ever in September. Then October came along and we had our new best month ever. And thinking back on it, you know what we did for the first time on September 1st in 4 years of coaching? We did a map. They say that goals get results and measurable goals get results. And we sat down on a long car drive and we hashed out our goals and we hit it. And then we went into October going, gosh, we better write these down again. I don't think we can do that good again. But we did. We actually beat it by another 10 or 15%. So I would encourage everybody to do the map and write down your goals and dream a little bit and stretch yourself a little bit on those goal setting sheets, and you just might be surprised. So that was pretty awesome. Another thing that really helped us is my wife got engaged. She's not like engaged to another person, like engaged in the process, but she's super excited to be coaching, and she's talking to people about it, and she is a wonderful coach, and she does a really good job keeping me accountable to the details of the follow-up and whatnot. So us being a team has really helped us a lot. And I'm not really sure what our secret sauce for this next one is, but we're coaching 6 couples right now. 6. And some of them started as couples. Some of them we started with the husband or the wife, and they started to see results and enjoy the process. And then their spouse is like, hey, I want to do that. So it's really cool coaching couples. Really not for us. It's cool for them because there's a special magic in their results and in their camaraderie, and they're accountable to somebody else, and they're kind of accountable to each other's results, not just to them making their own decisions. So that was really cool. And we've also had past clients come on board. Just today, I was talking to a member at the club. Jen was coaching his wife a year ago, and we were in the pool area actually meeting with the contractor, and the member walks up and he's like, hey, remember that food thing you guys do? My wife wants to do it again. We just talked about it last night. So keep working with those past clients, whether they were successful or not. This in particular client, I wouldn't necessarily say was overly successful. She was a little high maintenance and didn't really get the results she wanted, but she's in a different spot now, and we think that she's going to get there. So anyway, those are just a couple things on our mind, and we're looking forward to having a new best month in November.
Thank you, Greg. That was fantastic. We're really proud of you guys' accomplishment and seeing you guys at that ED level, and looking forward to seeing you growing and even from there. So I'll go ahead and hit just a couple of things as well. So Wendy and I experienced kind of an interesting week in September where just reflecting back, it was a combination of things that happened that caused us to onboard 11 new clients in about a week. It was a little bit overwhelming, but we moved through that, and it wasn't a bad deal. And it was really hitting on a lot of different things over the course of time, and that's what builds momentum and brought these clients. Some of them were past clients that had done program that needed a trim up or whatever, and we stay engaged and plug in with them, and we send newsletter, we connect with them through various sources on, a semi-frequent basis, and they decided to jump back onto program. So we had a couple of those. Another source was through Facebook, consistent posting that Wendy does, and I link in with that quite a bit, and that brought on a couple of clients. But one of the biggest ones for us was the consistency of layering the idea that people are going to notice. And I enjoy doing the three-way client celebration calls. I get to do quite a few of those. I also really enjoy and see the benefits of when either Matt or Christy does them or Debbie does them for me. And in some cases, I do some of them for Wendy as well. And that set us up where we had a lot of referrals come through all at once. And so at times it seems like it's not working, and then boom, all of a sudden everybody goes with it. And I want to share something. There's quite a bit on the three-way call, and I know you guys have had those done. This is a sheet that I use personally that I've kind of put together and the way that I do it. And it's nothing unique. It's the same way that Matt does it and Debbie does it and your other coaches do it, but it gives me kind of a track of what to do. And so I keep reviewing this and coming back through it. And obviously we layer in with people on the idea of people are going to notice from even the time that we launch them. And then in the three-way call as the mentor coach, we come in and we layer in. So I've kind of laid out for me in a three-way call process of how to go through one of those in terms of the kind of questions and engagement I'm going to have after I'm introduced by the coach. What are the main directions or questions that I'm going to hit? I'm going to share one or two tips, but I'm going to also, while I do that, make sure I'm endorsing their health coach. I'm not coming across as a who said of the greatest magnitude by doing the mentor call, but I'm really supporting and lifting up the coach. I talk about their great health coach. Wendy gets pretty embarrassed when I do that for her, but I must work because I get a nice bottle of champagne waiting for me when I get home. Just kidding. And then I work on the paying it forward. To me, this is one of the best parts. Of course, I learned this from Matt, and the first time he did it for me, it worked, and I've been utilizing that ever since. But the main points of that is building a healthy community of support of people around them really creates lasting results. So that's something, even as a health coach, you can begin to work on in the idea of bringing in family. Greg mentioned couples. I love health coaching couples. I know a lot of you guys do as well, because that brings support in right there. So do friends, so do coworkers. When people try to do things privately, it just doesn't work as well. So I layer in that. When people are noticing your weight loss, they're generally asking for help. And then why not just say Optavia is the reason behind it is people just Google it and then hear it. They don't hear it in context. I asked them to share that they're working with a health coach, and then can I suggest you introduce your friend to the health coach in a 3-way text, and I kind of go through a rough scripting of how they might do that you'll see there. And that's pretty much it. And, you know, you do that on a consistent basis over time, and that really does pay off, as it has definitely paid off for us, and I'm sure has paid off for you guys. So anyway, those are some things that we've seen. It's been a blast, and we're really excited as well as we head into November, December, because I personally find that at November and December with family time, you can really connect with people and layer in quite a bit on the health coaching and on the idea of reclaiming health and so forth when they're with family and so forth. You might not, right during that Thanksgiving and Christmas time, sign up quite as many people, but you layer in for what's going to happen as you head into the first part of the year. So anyway, I think that takes us out to about where we wanted to go. Debbie, are you still there? And maybe close us up?
I am still here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I am so impressed. Like, yay, Team Thrive. Let's give each other a hand. Can we do that? Like,
yep. Amen.
I mean, we have so much talent on our team. You guys, that was hard hitting.
Very hard hitting.
Right in there, nuts and bolts. I can't wait to watch it again. That's why we wanted to get our own team together. We know we've got magic going on, you guys. And when they do those Saturday trainings again, be sure you get on those. I want to add one last little experience that we personally had that's new for us. We've been listening, that last 3 we were listening to were really focused on how to layer in be a health coach. You know, like, oh my gosh, you sound like a health coach. You don't ask them like the first 5 times you make a comment. You know everything. Listen to you.